IDK That's Perfect. Today we are having a very special episode because I am joined with a new co-host yet again, and it's somebody that you guys are already familiar with and I've had on the show. We have Isis. How you doing, Isis?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well.
Awesome. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. And then we also have a very special guest. We have Mr. Cody Brandell. How are you
Yo,
doing, brother?
I'm doing great, man. Pleasure, pleasure.
I'm happy to be here with you guys, and as y'all can see, check out the background. We are in Elevate Studios here in Austin, Texas, South Austin to be exact. And yeah, how are y'all?
Yeah, I'm
Great.
great, man. I'm doing good, man. Just surviving, feeling good.
Yeah, we made it a year.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, here we are.
One day
Wild
at a
year.
time.
Everything reset. COVID is officially over.
Yeah,
I
right.
wish.
Me too, man. I feel like it's a weird time period. It's something that nobody's ever experienced, so nobody has the answers.
Yeah, this time last year we were all like, 2020 is gonna be the year. We're gonna manage everything and pull it all off and
Psych.
Yeah,
give it a month
right.
or two, and I'm not taking this year for granted.
Exactly. I remember when it was like February. People were like, yeah, it's gonna be done by the
Yeah.
summertime, and
Yeah, they were like,
Going back to
we'll
normal.
still do South by. We'll do our own South by, and then nope, that went out the window.
right,
bro.
right, out of the window for sure, man. But hey, we're still here.
How
We
was
survived it.
y'all's New Year's? Did y'all do anything interesting?
No, I stayed inside.
Yeah, just stayed at home.
Yeah. I mean, I did the same thing. I made myself feel like it was interesting.
Yeah,
I just did stuff.
It's
in the
pretty
house.
hard because the city was at war as well. The mayor and the governor were going at it, and there was no telling what they were trying to do. And
They were literally
Right.
tweeting back and forth,
Like
going
some
at each throats.
teenage girls were
Yeah,
just being
right,
petty
right.
with each other.
Well, I actually didn't see none of that. I was trying to like disconnect myself.
Yeah, I think they just
all
hate
of
each
it.
other. They don't like each other for some odd reason. So the governor or the mayor was like, "We're gonna go into shutdown restrictions for dining," and the governor was like, "You can't do that. I'm the governor, but it goes against the state
Dang.
regulations." Or
Wow.
whatever.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like I feel like the people that are in charge are us. You know what I mean? Like they were once us in
Yeah.
a normal position, so they even feel like I don't know what to say.
Exactly.
So it's a weird time. man.
Weird time.
Just waiting to pass by and be over with.
Right, bro.
Yeah.
There's no
right,
telling.
right. There's no telling at all, man.
I am glad to see the holidays are over though, cause I don't know about y'all, but these have been some pretty stressful weeks the last few weeks with
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Just-
Yeah.
I mean, how was your holidays?
My New Year's was good. My Christmas was cool. We just stayed at my parents.
Yeah.
Didn't really go out.
Yeah.
Just we had during Thanksgiving. We had somebody who had, I guess, been contagious and tell nobody, and so we all went in
wow.
lockdown.
Wow.
So we were all pretty paranoid after that, and just
Yeah.
like when they got tested, make sure we were good after quarantine, and then yeah, we just stayed at home. That's
yeah,
it.
that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I had the similar story, like to same exact point. Like we went back home to Louisiana, visit our family, and somebody actually tested positive. We got tested a few days ago, and tested negative. So it's just like the same type of feeling, just
Yeah.
super paranoid, for no reason
And
at
you have
all.
no idea, like,
Right.
if you have it, what's going to happen. If you
Exactly.
do, like, yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, but I can say though that this Christmas was a very special Christmas. Just for people who did get a chance to see family.
Yes.
Because like I haven't seen my family in a while. And it was just a good feeling of like, man, like you get to be around your family again, like, and you really
Yeah.
appreciate it a little bit
course.
more.
You
know?
realize that you can't be taking it for granted 'cause
At all, man.
everything
at
that's
all.
happened.
Exactly. So I think it was, it was a weird time, but it was still special.
And
Yeah.
despite, I guess, everything that's happened, were you guys able to pull off any sort of resolutions that we have tried to manifest in the beginning of 2020?
I mean, honestly, me, man, like, I feel like I was able to, be creative, challenge myself a little bit more this year. Even throughout the pandemic, it still gave me the time to focus on that, and really put that forward to where now I have a new, resolution that's more fine tuned because of what happened, and I think the people who are creatives and, the people like yourselves that have the platform to create and, put your ideas out there, it's even more of
Yeah,
a,
we definitely were
it's
forced
a-
to think
it's
out
a
of the box
grind.
this year
Yeah,
and try
right.
new things. So
Yeah.
I feel that for
What kind
sure.
of things did y'all try, like, to think outside the box? Like, live streams or anything like that? Like, what was, like, the biggest challenge that you guys had to...
I thought about going to live stream, but it's just something that I guess I could say I'm a little intimidated because I don't really know how to go into the realm of live stream.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, I still feel like I'm not on that end to where I could do live streams just yet and have the same amount of attention as when I just drop a random episode. So I mean,
Yeah.
all we did we stopped in the beginning, obviously during quarantine, and then just were more cautious and sanitized everything, and that's all we could have done.
Yeah, man, that's it, man. But for me, I don't. I think I just really, just kept myself, doing the same thing, with music. I think it's a little bit different than what you're doing. You have more of a, something to create, and it's a platform. But for me, it's like, it's just rinse, wash, repeat.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, it's everything that you have to do.
Right. So it's just like being consistent. Is something that kind of like put me in a different mind space of like staying consistent.
Did you like record at home during quarantine, or did you still go out to studios?
I actually was able to record here. Like I started my
Okay.
recording process here in Elevate when I started my project,
Yeah.
and pretty much being thrown off of that, like being able to come here a lot consistently, and then being told like, hey, it's a pandemic, like nobody's going to the studio anymore. So it forced me to have a home setup, where I was able to practice and get things going and really fine tune the project. And yeah, I did record some vocals at home.
Interesting.
So, yeah, so it was a time period where I've been in that position, but it was only because of my circumstances.
Because you had to. Your
Right,
back was
exactly,
against the wall.
right.
Gotcha.
But at the same time, it still was a good thing because now I get to wake up and do it, and really focus on it, and really see the horizon,
Yeah.
because I feel like a lot of people, sometimes don't get that opportunity to see that horizon and really get to see, what you're driving towards.
Yeah, because they're so deep in the mud of
Exactly.
whatever.
Right. And just going to different studios and being around different people. So when you're locked in, in your space, it's different.
Yeah.
You have a different mindset. And it's like you're either doing this now or you're not doing it at all.
Gotcha.
So,
And I guess before we go a little bit more in depth as far as to your craft and what you have, and the reason why we're here today, would you like to let the listeners and the viewers know who you are and what is it that your art?
yeah. So my name is Cody Brandell. I'm an R&B artist from Lafayette, Louisiana. I reside in Austin, Texas now. And really, I'm a producer as well and a songwriter as well. And my goal, just throughout this year and just my career, is to really, create a voice for men that, has that, that feel of being in a relationship or, just dealing with
The other side that
yeah,
not
the
a lot
other
of people
side,
are
right?
familiar with.
Because we're so familiar with R&B, like females with
Yes.
R&B. We're so attached to it because even my girl, like she listens to a lot of R&B music, and that's the norm. So I feel like just being an R&B artist, as a male, it's a little bit,
More difficult. to
yeah,
get
it's
through.
difficult because right now we're in a time period where there's a lot of artists that have this, this bad boy image where
The whole machismo and whatnot.
yeah, right. So where it's kind of hard for you to put yourself in that category because there's so many guys that are, playing that bad boy role. There's nobody saying the guy who isn't trying to play that bad boy role. There's
Yeah.
nobody speaking for that person. So
I gotcha.
I mean, just me being an R&B singer, like I feel like that is something that I can do.
Okay.
And just
Yeah.
hit the ground running with it.
And you just you did just drop your EP, Thin Lines.
Yeah, just dropped it. I had great opportunity to work with Harvest, Mask, Stilo, Foreign, Platt, D Stone, just a lot of guys, man.
These are pretty well known producers in the
Yeah,
city too.
man.
It's
Yeah.
awesome to have them all on on a project.
Honestly, like I would tip my hat off to Harv. Just being a visionary, as far as seeing something that I want to put out to the world.
Your vision.
Yeah, seeing that vision and really like curating the whole process of it,
Okay.
and just trusting in me as an artist, and also just allowing me to be the best that I can be.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
and really just pushing that forward. So I would have to say he played like a huge role in that. You know, and just really curating. Honestly, like I feel one of my best bodies of works. You
Yeah.
know, yeah,
That's awesome.
for sure.
He seems incredibly like hands-on and like a part of the process. Like, what were like some parts like as you were creating the album that like stood out to you with how he was like managing you and helping you out and like keeping your head kind of sane through this like crazy time?
I feel like just facilitating the the moments where as an artist you can get in your head, and I feel like there's a lot of talented artists here in Austin. I know a lot of them. I mean, there's a lot of artists here, but I feel as though artists can tend to get in their heads sometimes and get in their own way, and I feel like he helped facilitate that mind frame to keep me focused on the goal,
Right.
and really just fine tuning, really what I was supposed to do, and just being there at times, hey, you got to record, like, hey, are you recording? Are you producing? Like, what are you doing? Like, make sure that you're
On top of it. And
on top and like applying, your craft towards, your career.
Yeah,
Because it's a hard thing to do. There's a lot of artists that are trying to do this, and I feel like there's a lot of people that don't want to put the work in,
no.
And you have to have somebody there that's telling you like, hey, if you don't put the work in, it's never gonna happen.
Right. I feel
so
like it's easier when you have like that voice in the back of your head telling you what to do because you can easily like ignore it and push it off with
of
something.
course, right.
But when you have someone like in your face or constantly messaging you or calling you like, hey, you need to get your work done, it's gonna be a little bit different, right?
Exactly, and I think that's like something that he continuously does, like, and I feel like is a highlight of him, and like us being a team to actually facilitate a win, because it's that in depth, with being a successful artist. There's a lot of parts to the engine that actually gets it to that level, and there's only a few artists that are willing to be a part of the engine to get to that level, and I feel like he really, highlights that in me as an artist and just keeps me grounded. And yeah, he's plays a huge part.
That's dope. It's just you two working together, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. For now, I mean, it's just us two, but we've built, I feel, a great team here locally in Austin to where we can actually create a platform for ourselves to actually get to that next level.
Gotcha.
Where you're not necessarily trying to impress, but you're still working in a sense, because I feel like there's a lot of artists that have efforts of trying to impress and improve things, but when you're just grinding and you're working, you don't really think about that.
When you say impress and improve, like, what do you mean?
When I say that, I mean there's a lot of artists that think that there's this one opportunity that's just gonna make or break you, and that's what I mean by that.
Okay.
And I feel like just staying consistent and just continuously working hard at it, people will give you that reciprocation of just appreciating your work.
Right.
And I think that's really where it's at, and just keeping it there.
Got it.
And how long have you guys been working on the Thin Lines?
Honestly, man, for about a year, like
Yeah,
a good full year.
Did the plans change throughout the year with everything
Oh
going
man,
on?
like honestly, we started like early January of last year. Here was our first session.
Okay.
Set it up with Mask here at Elevate, and we got off. We just started recording, me and Stilo, and we just started working, creating a sound, and the pandemic hit in like February. We had so many plans for South by, like,
Yeah.
it was a lot, so just us experiencing that, it was just like everybody was just blown away, like, damn, like I can't do what I planned, what I've been planning, so it created a lot of ups and downs. So it gave us an opportunity to change,
Yeah.
to make it to what it is now.
To be able to think on the spot and
Exactly.
figure it out.
Yeah.
Was the original plan to drop on the same as, because you did drop it on New Year's?
Yeah, no, so that was not the like original plan. Like we were planning on dropping and releasing this stuff in, October-ish.
Okay.
Yeah, like around summertime, early February.
Yeah,
You
just
know,
in time for the season
exactly,
for the holidays.
exactly. You know, but it just worked out in a way where it allowed us to fine tune the project. You know, the vision, fine tune. You know, really what we wanted, and to really make this something that we can really allow to resonate. Because it's a lot of work. You put a lot of mental work into it. And you want people to digest it.
And that goes with what you guys were saying right now. That the whole part of being consistent that also plays part in how you don't know what's gonna happen at the last minute, so you have to be on your feet. You have to be quick and come up with an idea or how to reroute your play and what you have to do. So
Yeah, man, definitely.
it's I really like the project. I had been listening too, but is there any favorite track that you have that you would like to play for our listeners and reviewers?
Yeah, man. One Life. One Life is a record where it explains most guys that are in a relationship. They never really have that opportunity to say how they feel. It's usually something going viral on Instagram. With just how a female feels about it or a woman feels, and we never really get that opportunity unless we're going crazy and doing the opposite. So this record here is something where I can be honest and be vulnerable about how I really feel.
Just be open.
Yeah, and be open and be accepted for who I really am.
Of course,
you know what I mean.
At the end of the day, that's the best way that you could make a relationship work.
That's it, bro.
Be yourself, be open.
Exactly.
And you guys just dropped a visual today too, right?
Yeah, I just dropped the visual, man. I'm like really. It's kind of surreal for me, like just going through the motions of like finally being able to put this out. But I'm excited, man.
The fun part begins now.
Yeah, bro. I'm excited for people, everybody to just digest it and to watch this interview and really understand what I'm saying and really what the vision that I have, man. I'm really excited for people to really start tapping in.
I'm excited for you, man. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and press play, and we'll play that. You just press play on the screen. There you go.
Shout out Plat for this beat.
You say that I don't make time. Call my phone and then I declined it. Working hard, taking my time. We only got one life. You know I'm invested in you. I won't tell you less than the truth. Contemplating while I'm in the booth. Just made a play, I'm coming on to you. You say I don't love you and I never really show it. Always overlooking what a nigga really doing. I got bigger dreams than a dinner in a movie. You be on my mind all day. Just gotta trust me. I never let you down. You just gotta trust me. I never let you down. I know it's hard to trust, but don't give up on love. You never really understand how hard it is to be a man when nobody looking after you. Gotta make it off your own plane. Goddamn, I do so much for you. Don't know what else to do to try to prove to you. And it's unusual, and it's crucial that you trust me. I never let you down. You just gotta trust me. I never let you down. I know it's hard to trust, but don't give up on love.
And like I said previously, because I kind of fucked up this time, but that was One Life. If you guys want to hit up Mr. Cody, hit him up. He is open to working with everybody. And there is definitely a lot of talent in the city. And like I was saying before, I do want to use this episode and also you because R&B for me, I'm a huge more on the rap and hip hop side of like hip hop and R&B. So
Hmm.
R&B for me took the longest to get on into, and growing up is not really what I listen to and whatnot. But I have realized that there is definitely a lot of like dope R&B singers here in the city.
What like R&B artists like finally sparked you to be like, okay, R&B is like kind of tight.
I think Daniel Caesar.
Okay.
I think he was definitely. I really fuck with him a lot.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
I
Nah,
really-
I definitely like Daniel. Yeah, he's a dope artist.
Yeah, he's a Canadian, right?
Yeah, Canadian.
Canadians are taking over.
Musician though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
true
yeah.
musician.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
You know, and I think that's what you are attached to, and you don't realize it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of artists like that. You know, even like you were saying, Party. Like he definitely plays instruments. You know, a
You
lot of-
can hear it in him. Like there's certain songs where he's sampling like electronic music that you
Yeah.
don't hear before. I actually noticed that with your album too. Like there's
Yeah.
a song called coincidentally Weekend. There's like electronic elements in that. So I was wondering, did you produce that with the producers, or did you go about and be like, hey, this is the kind of sound I want. I want it to sound kind of poppy. I want it to sound like escalated. Like
Nah,
weird
honestly, like
transitions.
I mean, Mask and Stilo being great producers that they are, I feel like we are all able to just create a Megatron, like a just a crazy record, bringing in everybody's full potential or full talent. Like Mask came in and he laid down his parts, and Stilo assisted and came in and laid down his parts, and it was all just equal effort. And I
Right.
feel like when you're going at it like that, sometimes and just being optimistic and just going off of the feel, the vibe of the room, that's when you get the best songs, literally. Because when it's forced and you kind of get put in just a hold,
Yeah.
or a restraint, creatively, it kind of like dumbs down what it could be, but when you let people just feel what they want to, feel what they feel and put it out, like, you get the best work.
Right.
So I feel like that's really how that came together.
So when you kept talking about, like earlier, you talked about how you wanted to fine tune everything and you want to pick your best work. This project, it's only 6 tracks. Was it longer, or did you just be like, I want it to be this short, this concise?
Nah, it was longer. I mean, we definitely like chose the more aligned, the more fitting records. Of course, just going back in, we still have a lot of records, unreleased. But at the same time, we just made sure that the songs that were aligned collectively were put out.
Right.
And just really just evaluating each song, and really like digesting it, taking it in. So it was kind of good that the pandemic happened, because it gave me time to really digest all the music, really fine tune and see how it was gonna work collectively, as far as the vision as well,
Right.
and really like explain the full vision of my career, and where I'm going.
Got it.
That's awesome. Is there as far as like I don't know how like intricate you are with symbolism stuff like that? Is there like a theme to the color red that you have going on with the cover?
Honestly, man, it's really just like red is life. You know what I'm saying? Like, red is is blood. Red is usually a color of being aware.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And really just stopping and noticing, what I'm doing,
Yeah.
because it's, really, like I said, there's nobody speaking up for us. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I feel like the red is really, number one, it's a good color.
Yeah.
I fuck with red.
Yeah.
Red's a good color.
You know what I mean? So I feel like just putting that energy out there with the project kind of really amplified everything else, and made it whole.
Okay. Do you play instruments?
Yeah, I play piano.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you get to show that out on the album or any
Yeah,
parts
man.
of it?
Definitely. Honestly, like, most of the records here are just based off of creating each song, and writing to it, me going in, listening to it, and really creating the lyrics, creating the melodies, you know, being able to do that plays a huge part in it. So
Okay.
like all the songs here is just really like based off of me like creating the, you know, the melodies to actually create the lyrics.
Okay. Just to go more aligned with it, and
it's more hand in hand. Man.
okay,
Yeah,
that's awesome. That always ends up working out a lot better because you're able to be part of the whole project from scratch.
Exactly.
To build it from obviously the foundation of
exactly. Yeah, and I got more stuff coming too as well, just like acoustic and, you know, live, and, you know, so just stay tuned, man.
I'm always a fan of the acoustics, like the acoustic versions.
It
And
caught my ear.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that's something that's missing right now. You know, and if you're even semi doing it, you're successful now. You know?
Yeah.
So people that are really full fledged, like Daniel Caesar, you mentioned him, you know, earlier. Like that is an element that is just missing right now. You know, not a lot of people.
yeah, because it definitely helps show off the range and
Yeah.
what the vocals can do. Because a lot of the times it gets drowned behind music and everything that's going on the song.
Exactly.
Good point.
Exactly. So I just want to also, you know, put out good music, have a great message, but also bring back musicianship and, you
We're
know.
gonna have to start a tiny desk here in Austin.
Hey man, let's do it.
That'd be cool.
Do you have any? Do you have any favorite R&B singers here in the city?
In the city, Teddy's a legacy.
Yeah.
Come on.
Teddy's more on the.
He's like on that
versatile
rap
on the-
side,
yeah.
but I'm always
Hell
gonna
yeah.
shout him
And
out.
he did just
Yeah,
drop.
shout
a
out
project.
Teddy, man.
Yeah.
Shout out Teddy.
He
man.
just dropped. Was it 7?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just dropped that like
Yeah,
a couple
a few
days
days ago.
ago.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I count T Hall as like R&B singer, but he does like acoustic. He does like a little bit of like poppy, bombastic sounds. So I think
Okay.
he's pretty dope. But I count him as R&B, but he does
Yeah.
a bit of everything. Alyssa Lani is pretty dope.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Dude, like the list is like
Yeah, I've
It's
been on.
deep.
I really like Naomi and
Yeah.
was Moody Banks.
Moody Banks. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
she had a dope project.
Yeah, Moody's dope, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually had a chance to like kind of, you know, work with her a little bit.
Yeah.
And, you know, yeah, she's super dope.
And I feel like that's one of the parts that I have been lacking as far as like showing or trying to have on the show, which I've already spoke to them, and as soon as season 4 comes around, I want to have more R&B artists, more different type of artists, because like I said, I'm a huge rap fan, so I'm always gonna be gravitated to that. That's
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah,
gonna always
right,
go
right,
to.
right.
But
I mean, what would you say, since rap is like your thing? What would you say like your favorite rapper right now? That's out.
right now, it'd be a hard one between, I want to say, Freddie Gibbs and
Oh,
basically
shit.
the whole Griselda camp.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
So
yeah.
I really-
I'm a huge fan of like the whole like West Side Gun, like
They
Yeah.
both of them, Freddie and both of them, have been like consistent for years, like since like the mixtape era, bro.
Yeah.
And they just have always been kind of on the other end of that hill, but they're just
Yeah.
finally getting the attention that deserve.
man, honestly, I feel like that is really the best way to do it, man. How they did it, like,
yeah,
and you know, even seeing Benny the Butcher, like on his platform now, like
yeah.
they
It's
did it.
inspirational. It's
Yeah,
what-
it's very inspirational because those dudes came from nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, literally nothing. I watched it, so that's crazy. That's
and they've had those moments where anybody else could be like, all right, that's it, I'm out, been shot at, whatever. Freddie had that incident in Paris. He took a
Of
break
course,
after that,
of
and
course.
so it definitely shows how much they believe in their
yeah,
craft.
dude, resilience, man, resilience.
And that's sometimes what it comes down to, you know,
For
that
sure.
moment. Because I myself have had moments where I was like, I don't see nothing happening with this. Maybe should I stop completely? Should I just like not even keep it? It's just like, I mean, at the end of the day, you keep doing what you love. You know, it's gonna be of some worth at some point.
Of course.
What kept
man.
you going?
I think because when I was having that thought process of wanting to quit was because as you guys can see, it really is just me now doing the show. Because it
Mhm.
started off with 3 of us.
Mhm.
Now it's just me, and sometimes my girlfriend that helps me out. But I had those moments like, damn, can I really do it alone? Can I really keep doing what we've been doing? Even though when I had the other co-hosts, they brought in parts where they could either bring like the content or easier to talk and stuff like that. You know,
Right,
sometimes
of
I could be
course.
a little awkward and whatnot. Which
Of course.
it did help me overcome that and talk to people a lot more. But then it made me realize that I have more freedom to do it whenever, however I want on the show.
Yeah,
You know?
man.
You have
yeah.
like a lot, like a big support base behind you. So like, just remember that. Like, I know
I
the city's
appreciate that.
supporting you for sure.
Yeah, man. Honestly, like, bro, I wouldn't even think that, bro. Like, yeah, no, this is you got it, bro.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I definitely take pride in it now, and I love it.
Yeah.
And it's especially when I'm able to come like to places like these and
Yeah.
we would sit down with artists like yourself, and so I definitely am not seeing quitting anytime
Yeah,
soon.
not at all, man. Yeah, we're gonna keep this going, bro. Yeah.
And I do want to chime in real quick and just for the quick out of my love for hip hop is like pay my respects to MF Doom. As you know, he just did pass away. Well, he actually it was on Halloween Day, which only the supervillain of rap can pull it
Yeah.
off, right? So
Right.
it was a tragic loss, and it is crazy now because I saw that he has like 4 albums in the top 10 charts.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace, man. MF Doom. He was, somebody like as a rapper who really got me through as far as like being a skater. Like, 'cause I used to skateboard like after I kind of like put sports down in high school. I actually picked up skateboarding.
Okay.
And, I used to skate a lot. Being a 15-year-old kid in Louisiana, you can imagine like, like
How out of box that
yeah,
is.
exactly, right.
Yeah.
Being a skateboarder, right. So it was, something that I really got a hold to from one of my other friends who's a really good skater. He used to listen to his music all the time and recite his raps. And I'd just be like, what? Who is that? Because at that time, I was about Wayne and, during that era. And I was like, who is MF Doom, though? Like, he's saying some crazy shit that I've never heard.
Like his wordplay and just the way he spits is like
Right.
real.
Yeah, man. And like it really just blew my mind, bro. And just rap, and I was a fan ever since. So I definitely, man, rest in peace. My condolences, to his family and stuff, man, because man, that dude was like he really used to have me feeling like I was a superhero when I was skateboarding.
And just too with the
It's crazy.
storylines he adds and like the little scripts from the actual comic book stories. And
Yeah,
series.
man.
So, like he really crafted everything perfectly.
Oh man, impeccable, bro. And there's a video that I posted a couple days ago from Most Def where
where he's reciting his
man, and people like some people will get it and then it goes over people's heads, but I get it, and it's just like wow, like for Most Def to say that.
Yeah, that was his. That was his favorite artist, right? Who he looked up to.
Yeah,
so
bro.
Definitely was a tragic loss. For sure, see myself getting the mask tattooed on myself sometime in the future.
Hey, man, if you're a fan, bro, get it done, man, because it's definitely worth it, man. He's a guy who left a true, stamp on just being a lyricist.
Music in general.
Yeah,
He's
music in general,
definitely
yeah.
proof of how being like original and true to your work,
Yeah,
and
man.
consistent.
You
Cause
can push the box. You can create your own world. That's what was
Literally.
interesting. He literally created his own world. Like the people who influenced him is like Tom York and Radiohead. Like people you don't expect to be into
Yeah.
hip hop.
Exactly.
It's like, okay, so you really did
and
change
then
something.
he always did stuff you never expect, especially the whole when he would like be at a show and it wasn't even him. He had his imposters, his
Yeah.
minions or whatever. So he definitely was.
Bro,
out of his
that's
world.
genius, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's genius, bro.
And just
So-
always having a mask and having an alter ego. Then you also have like Quasimodo and
Yeah.
everybody else that does this at this point,
Right.
and the collabs. It's just we could go on about this forever,
yeah, man.
but
Yeah, man.
definitely will live on forever through his music.
For sure, man. For sure.
And you were saying that you're from Louisiana.
Yeah.
When did you make the transition to Texas, or was that always like you came back and forth sort of deal?
Yeah, so actually friends with Dre, guy from Austin, Texas, Dre Prince.
Yeah. I know you're talking about.
And he was the first person to, tell me about South by Southwest in
Okay.
like 2013. He was like, "Yo, you gotta check it out, man. It's dope.
Yeah.
I know you're into music," and came out here, experienced it, and I was like blown away. Like the city itself, I was just like, okay, this is definitely like an oasis of Texas.
Yeah.
So from then on, I just was like, dude, I'm coming here. So I just would come back and forth, and I just made a transition around like 2014 out here, and just been out here ever since, man.
Yeah, how you like it in comparison?
Man, honestly, it is like a semi-culture shock. You
Yeah.
know, just how many like different, cultures are out here. But for me, and being the diverse person that I am, just
You
being
easily adapted to.
yeah, I adapted quick. and that I got some really good friends out here, man.
Yeah.
Some.
And it definitely is a different world because up until like unfortunately without this year, but before every year we would go to New Orleans every single year, and that was the first time that I ever got to travel outside of Texas. That was in Mexico, and I just fell in love with the city. Like, yeah, you have bourbon, but like the whole city itself, like the whole
vibe,
culture, food, art, everything. Like,
It's a huge family environment, so that's where I come from. Just like huge family, like everybody's cousins. Like, you got cousins you haven't even met. Like, it's your cousin. So it's like it's that type of vibe in Louisiana, and just coming here, not really seeing it, but kind of seeing it. It was just kind of different, But I still look at Austin as being a place of opportunity, for the most part, and
it definitely is a lot of culture out here too. Obviously, from a lot of the type of people that move here, and so it's cool to have like people like yourself that comes from Louisiana instead of the typical California yuppie,
Right.
A little bit more of what they're trying to take away. So
right, yeah. I definitely know a few people that like came from like California, and just seeing that transition of how they look at this is like, yo, this is literally like mini Cali,
baby LA,
right?
At this
Exactly.
point, it is,
right. So that's kind of dope. Just being from out of state, coming in here is really dope, man. I really love the city, man.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're already at this point rooted into the city with your music.
Man,
so.
I appreciate every olive branch extended towards me, man, and I accept it, open arms, man, for sure.
Do you guys have any resolutions for this year?
Honestly, like I'm just trying to drop as much music as I can, and like way more, like at least like 4 or 5 times more music than I did last year.
You definitely know what to do now at this point.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's really like my resolution. More music. That's it, bro.
That's awesome.
Definitely. I think I just want to get more into like animated content, more like original animated, like get more into like the documentary side.
Yeah.
Definitely do that and just get as many interviews out as possible. Do more live streams because that seems to be the wave now, but I want to do live streams that feel like events that people can like look forward to. It's not just, hey guys, I'm doing a live stream, pull up. It's like, no, this is something you want to look forward to because there's something special here that people want to see. So that's kind of my plan for this year, but mainly it's just kind of stay on my P's and Q's and don't get sick.
Yeah, for sure. That's number one priority.
Yeah.
You would do that all behind obvious propaganda?
Yeah, so I would do it all under obvious prop, but for like my whole like Payne brand, just want to do more music, like more original music. With obvious prop, it's going to be all animated content, like interviews, but Payne, just music.
And I admire your whole like the journalism part of your career, because I feel like you do an amazing job at it, especially with people that you're around. And I've always felt like I was a true fan of the city's scene, but when I met you, and I was like, okay, there's somebody that's better at this that really likes it a lot more than me.
I'm a music nut though, so like I moved here like early 2015, so like right after you, and I didn't even know this place existed. I moved here on a whim, and I was already obsessed with music, and I got here, and my first impression was South by, and I was like, oh shit, like
it's a lot.
Yeah,
it wasn't even like a lot. I was like, this exists. Like I'm so happy. Like this is like oh man, like music all the time, everywhere I went, and it's like I can go to one venue and like let's say I get bored with the show that night, I could walk across the street and go to this show. I can go next door and go to another show. And like it's like every day.
I felt the same way. Same exact. That's basically what I was explaining.
Yeah,
like, that's how I felt.
And did you guys ever go to? I'm sure you did, but Free Week.
Yeah, I went this year.
I'm sad. Did they have it after all this year?
No, it's because not this year, but they had it last year.
Yeah.
And I did the one at Empire and Barracuda, and so that was Tell Your Legacy. That was Baby Chino. That was basically everyone in Dirtbags camp.
Oh yeah, I can't remember that.
Yeah,
one.
so that was a cool one. The one before that, I was like, I didn't even know Free Week existed. It was like another South by.
Mini South by.
And I was like, what the fuck?
That's
like
awesome.
I was so overwhelmed that I just like I think I'm gonna sit this out.
Yeah.
But the year 2019, I actually like was writing shit down. Like, yo, I need to go this one and this one and this one because I don't want to miss any artists. But it was intense.
It definitely is an awesome experience because it's like a mini preparation to South by. Like they announce a big list of artists that are gonna have free shows, which is like the best thing, which is why South by works so perfectly.
Yeah, man, and it's like it's man, it sucks to even talk about it, man. You know,
it hurts a little.
It hurts, man. Like for you, oh man, it hurts, bro.
That was like, yeah, that's heartbreak.
Yeah, man, for everybody.
True heartbreak.
I mean, for the people who are going to support people and for the people that were actually performing.
Yeah.
So it's tragic, man. I hope it changes. I hope it, goes in another direction.
Yeah, for sure.
this
Yeah,
year.
because I like the how they did the whole live stream and how a lot of artists are able to make some money off of that, but it's still not the same as being able to be in a crowd and just be
It's a different energy.
Yeah, like it's.
I mean, you feed off of it. As a performer, people in the crowd, you feed off of that.
Yeah.
So when you're just, in your zone, of course it's gonna come off great, but it's just, I don't know, it's a different feeling, when you actually feel that energy from people, like it's
The whole crowd.
yeah, totally different, man.
Don't know if we'll ever see that again.
Yeah.
I mean, we
yeah.
might. It just might be in like an alternative sense. Like they might do like limited capacity, or they can do.
Like the way Far Out has been. Have you? I don't know if you've been to.
Yeah,
Far
I've
Out
been
there?
to Far Out, and what they're doing is they're doing the socially distance with the tables. That's what a lot of venues like Empire and Antones are doing. But I feel like a way for like this to work is if they did like a matinee type thing. Like let's say they get, how Wonder Space is, how they get a big open space, and if they got one artist in there and then had a certain amount of people book it for that time, like let's say like 30 people pull up for this hour of the show, they sanitize everything, and like 3 hours later they get another 30, same show again. I don't know if that makes sense,
Yeah,
but
like
I feel like
Yeah.
that might be the way.
That sounds good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, we had to start coming up with these new ideas that we
Yeah,
got to knock
you're
out
right,
on
right.
ourselves.
But Dave Chappelle's having people take rapid COVID tests before a show.
yeah,
and if
I've
you
heard
don't
that.
take it,
That is crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
they suck, by the way, but it's worth it. But you're pretty much good. Like once you test negative, or if you don't want to take it, you're like you can't come in.
Right.
So
Do you get refunded if you come out positive, or how does that work?
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
That's
I
pretty
don't know.
Like,
expensive
yeah,
to
like
lose
you
out
just
on.
paid to get, because I'm pretty sure you had to
That's a
like
good
prepay,
point.
right?
I'm pretty sure you do. That's a very good point.
Regardless, try to not be positive, y'all.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands, cover your mouth, all that. It's kind of
Carry that sanitizer on deck.
Right.
Yeah. But I know people are doing those where they're having people take tests before they come into the building, and if they're all positive, it's all good. But I don't know about that whole. If you,
Beyond.
yeah, I don't know about
Yeah.
that.
That's crazy though, man. Like we're even like having to have that discussion. Like
Yeah,
that sucks. Yeah, it's crazy.
Who would have thunk it, right?
Yeah, nobody, man.
not me.
Yeah,
I did not
nobody
see
at
that
all.
coming.
Nobody at all. I feel like we're in just like this weird twilight zone right
Black
now.
Mirror episode.
Yeah, right.
It really does feel like Black Mirror. Like I'm not even.
Everything that's happened this year alone, especially with the president, is like, damn. I wish this was just an episode. I would wake up because
Yeah, right.
it's so real.
Man.
If I woke up from this, I'd still be traumatized. I'd be like, no.
Terrible nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Who's playing tricks on us?
Yeah.
The simulation's tripping right now.
Right. Hell yeah, man.
But as we get I forgot to mention, as we get closer to this episode, which has been an amazing episode, we like to end things off on a positive note, which means pick one thing that's happened that you've done, that you've been a part of, whenever you can think of, and we all put in something positive to end it off. That way our listeners and viewers, and on a good note. Is there
Okay.
something that you guys would want to share?
Yeah, I mean, would it have to be like just particular?
In regards to anything, whatever.
Just anything?
Something happened, something good that's happened to you, something positive that
Okay. I actually have something great. This was actually like something that's never happened to me before. I was actually in Walmart like a couple weeks ago, and I was actually just getting some things for the house or whatever, and a few things for my daughter, and I had my daughter with me in line, and they had this lady behind me, and she was just like waving at my daughter and stuff, and she had actually fell asleep, and so I'm holding her and I'm checking out, putting my stuff in the basket, and the lady was like, "Hey, don't put your card there, like the card machine doesn't work." The lady behind me,
okay.
and the cashier was ringing me up. So I was like, "What do you mean?" She was like, "Don't worry about it. I already paid for your stuff."
Oh shit.
Wow.
So, and I was just like, "Are you serious?" She was like, "Yeah, Merry Christmas." And I was just like, "Wow, like thank you."
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's rare.
Yeah, exactly. During a pandemic, so
Especially.
right,
Yeah.
So for me, man, I feel like just having things like that happen to me in my life, just knowing like, man, the big man upstairs, you know, guys in control, and you know what I mean. It's gonna be alright. You know what I mean?
Definitely some hope left.
Yeah, man. There's some positive people out here. There's some positive vibes out here. So
You keep putting that positive out and
yeah,
then
just
get it
keep
back.
exactly.
Yeah.
Man. Just putting the positive out there. You know, it's definitely gonna be, you know, reciprocated. It's coming back.
That's awesome. That was perfect positive.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
awesome. Man.
yeah,
You,
Cool.
you want me to go? I can go with
You can go because I don't necessarily have anything I could think of off the top. I mean, I feel like this is a positive experience. Getting to know y'all like right now is pretty cool. I feel like we've had like a good convo.
It's been fun for sure.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, same here.
So I guess my positive would be I guess you guys are the first people that I've told this to, but I am declaring this the last episode of season 3.
Hey.
So
Let's go, man.
I've been trying to figure out when originally I wanted to end it before the year was over, but I was in quarantine and everything got pushed back, and here we are. But I've been wanting a break for a while. Ever since I started doing this alone, I've been doing consistent episodes. Like I've had like maybe 3 episodes a week or 2 episodes a week, so on and so forth. So I'm happy that it's kind of bittersweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's make
this
some
is
noise for that,
definitely
man.
fun.
Let's
I
make some
appreciate
noise,
that.
man.
Appreciate that.
Hell yeah.
So I am definitely happy that I finally get a break, but I am more happy because in the beginning of 2020, I had this big vision that season 3 was gonna be 3 is my lucky number. So I was like, this will be the best season. I'm gonna do everything. And
Right.
obviously, everything happened and had to change everything around, but it still worked out for me. But so now season 4, we're gonna come back a little bit stronger, a little better, and definitely a lot more stuff to come in after a good break, mental break, and just so that's my positive note.
Man,
Yeah.
I'm excited to see, man.
I appreciate y'all being
I'm
here
excited.
today too. So
Man, I
Yeah.
appreciate you, man, for even, inviting me here, bro.
for
You
sure.
know?
I think you're gonna come back stronger because you were showing that consistency despite all the crazy circumstances. If you were doing 3 a week, 2 a week, that's a lot. So by season 4, it's gonna be like nothing.
Yeah.
Like you've done it before, so
Yeah.
you
Hell
got
yeah.
it.
Thank you.
Hell yeah, man. Well, I can't wait, dude. Like, I'm
too.
definitely tuning in, man.
Thank you,
For
thank
sure.
you.
For sure.
Do you have something like
I do want to touch on something. There is like a lyric in your song "So Close."
Mhm.
Are we ending it or?
No.
Okay, cool. You go like had me in a trance, wasting time. Now I forget. No, now I regret it.
Yeah.
How did you get out of that trance to get back on the ball? That was like really interesting to me.
I feel like when you're in a place, a headspace where you're just focused on what you're really supposed to do, focusing on the goal at hand, you tend to, get back on track. And I feel like during that time, I was a little off track, just really coming from a place where I wasn't able to see what I was supposed to do, and really just losing track of that.
Right.
And usually relationships can do that, So that was, my headspace during that time, and I was just stay focused on music and on myself and my foundation, and then it just allowed me to realize, you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
That's
Cool.
it. Answer it or?
I mean, that's it. It's fine.
That's it.
I just
Yeah.
like the song. I want
Alright,
to talk
bet.
about it.
Thank
It's a
you.
great project, y'all. Check
Yeah.
it out.
Appreciate it.
Thin Lines out now at all streaming services.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Alrighty.
All streaming services, as well as YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube. Got
One Life out too.
Yes, sir. One Life is out. Other visuals there as well. I got more visuals coming too. So
Okay,
I got
I'm
my
excited.
coming, man. Yeah.
Man, y'all check it out. Well, this has been an amazing episode. I am your host. I am Mario from the South Side.
I'm Isis Payne.
This is Cody Brandell.
This is IDK. That's perfect, and we are out.
So emotional and fucked down. So much space in between us. You can stay for the weekend, if that's okay. We in my 8, just know we straight. I'ma eat it up like you full plate. You know that I need it. Give it to me now, know you feel it. Now let's kick it, yeah. Girl, you so nasty, yeah. Why would you cross my mind? Can't wait to see you cross that line. I'm so emotional and fucked up. So much space in between us. Let's bring it back together. I ain't what you say, I ain't what you say, I ain't hearing shit. Go watch what you say, go watch what you say, go watch what you say, go watch what you say. Cause I ain't come to play, I ain't come to play, I ain't come to play, I ain't here to play. Yeah. Hit it from the back, make you come now. I'ma bend it up like a drum sound. That's on me, put it on me, yeah. Hit it from the side, go with your sign. You're so magical, that pussy is mine. Give it all to me, don't stop, don't quit. I'ma just watch, you feel it, you feel me, girl. Switch positions, I'm about to kill it, girl. You can stay for the weekend, if that's okay. We in my 8, just know we straight. I'ma eat it up like you full plate. You know that I need it. Give it to me now, know you feel it. You know I kick it, yeah. Girl, you so nasty, yeah. Why would you cross my mind? Can't wait to see you cross that line. I'm so emotional and fucked up. So much space in between us. Let's bring it back together. I ain't what you say, I ain't hearing shit. Go watch what you say, go watch what you say, go watch what you say, go watch what you say. I ain't come to play, I ain't come to play, I ain't come to